I 100% Monster Hunter Rise, and I'm going to show you what happened throughout this 200-hour journey. With a total of 50 achievements to obtain, I had to play through the story, take pictures of various creatures, complete every possible quest, and once again, crown hunt. Now, let's jump into the story. After creating our character, we're woken up by the twins Hinoa and Minato, who tells us that Elder Fugen is looking for us. He talks about how there is going to be a rampage. It has been 50 years since the last calamity, also known as the Rampage, where a huge pack of monsters arrived in a giant stampede. They attacked the village in a frenzied rage, and nobody knows why it happened. But it came close to wiping out the village last time, so he thinks it is time that we paid a visit to the stronghold. Before that, we're promoted to a certified hunter and are shown the resources around the village, from the market to buy useful items to Yomogi's tea shop where she serves dango to help buff us in hunts, and of course the smithy where we'll be able to craft equipment. Then finally the gathering hub where we meet a few people like Utushi and Guildmaster Hojo. It is also the place where we'll be able to partake in quests. In fact, Hinoa and Minato both have quest lists. However, Hinoa's are strictly single player while Minato's can be played either single or multiplayer. After going through many tutorial screens and choosing a weapon, and now it is time to do the first quest, which is a tutorial itself. It shows the basics from the supply box to the camp, the introduction of the wire bug that allows you to zip through the air, the Palico and Palamutes who are our helping buddies in the quest, the Palamutes being very useful to navigate the map as you can ride them at fast speeds, then also the importance of picking up resources around the environment, and finally defeating some small monsters to unlock our first achievement, Kimura Amulet. The achievement descriptions are a little odd in this game. The quickest way to put it is that we completed the tutorial quest. It would then be a very long time until the next achievement unlocked, which would be near the end of the first arc. The village tasks us on hunting monsters, such as the measly Great Azuchi that forms herds of smaller monsters to fight alongside it, to the giant rabbit Lagombi, capable of launching massive snowballs, to the Tetranodon with its strong gut and strength. By slaying these monsters, we would build up resources for the village to use for when the rampage attacks the stronghold. The rampage is uniquely different to hunts, as it involves fighting a horde of monsters while setting up utilities like ballistas and cannons. Monsters come in three types. Stalker, these monsters focus on directly attacking us. Targeter, they also focus on attacking us, but they do this by flying and with projectiles. Then there is the Gatecrasher, whose sole goal is to destroy the barricades to reach the main gate. After successfully repelling the horde, we would have our first encounter with Magnamalo, who appears alongside the rampage and feeds on the horde. 50 years ago, Kimura Village was attacked by the rampage and Magnamalo, which resulted in devastating casualties. Wondering how they'll be able to defeat such a monster, Elder Fugen wants us, a certified hunter, to slay it. In the meantime, we had to slay through the deadly and agile Barrioth to the Somnacanth that lurks within the waters, expelling sleep powder to get an advantage in the fight, and the elegant Mitsune with its immobilizing bubbles. Soon enough, Magnamalo would appear once more. It introduces a new ailment, Hellfire Blight. Getting inflicted with it can cause some serious damage, as an explosion occurs after a certain amount of time. However, considering this is still low rank, it isn't too difficult to take down, unlocking the next achievement. The village congratulates us, and Elder Fugen passes down a longsword that has been passed for generations, but unfortunately for him, I'm using the dual blades. Even though Magnamalo is defeated, there will be many stronger hunts to be had. This is where a few more achievements would unlock, such as Kahoo's Dresser. This is to obtain all outfits for an owl. A few quests to complete, like a rampage, as well as village requests. These are given by the people in the village, usually asking for a monster part, capturing one, or even taking a picture, and by completing them all, I'm awarded the achievement. I would then unlock the Wreath of Honor during my hunts. This is for completing subquests, which are obtained through Hinoa and Minato. These subquests range from mining an outcrop, picking up plants, breaking monster parts, and several others. By completing 100 of them, it unlocks me the next achievement. Despite the killing of Magnamalo, rampages would still seem to occur. I would have to slay an Apex Arcerus. Apex monsters are more hostile than their original counterpart, and by slaying one unlocks me Apex Shortsword. Hinoa wonders how long these rampages will go on for. However, Hojo is unable to provide a concrete answer, as we don't know the cause that has been unsolved for 100 years.
Huh? What's that?
I've never seen that one before.
Hinoa, what's wrong?
Where is my queen? Where is my queen? Alone, searching. That monster's thoughts.
That monster is most likely an Elder Dragon, but why haven't we seen it before? Another question to be had is why Hinoa reacted the way she did and resonated with the monster. While the guild works on this matter, we have more quests to tackle, such as having another encounter with Mitsune. However, it has become quite aggressive and they're not normally like this. While we take care of it, the guild investigate as to why it has become like this, which leads to the answer that plagued the village all this time: the cause of the rampage. The guild came across several telltale signs, points to it to the Azure Serpent we saw. The guild has named the fearsome monster Wind Serpent Ibushi, and it must be slain, and it won't be too long before it returns once more. In the meantime, I would unlock more achievements, such as Seasoned Jockey Plaque, which is for riding 100 monsters through Wyvern riding. This typically occurs after weakening the monster enough to get it into a rideable state, allowing you to collide them into a wall or fight other monsters. Then I would hire a total of 50 buddies. Turns out in Rise, you can have multiple Palicos and Palamutes as they have different abilities. In addition, helping you with a variety of other in-game systems, like the Argosy, where you can send up to 3 of them to look for specific items, such as honey. I also used 1000 wire dashes for Kimura Pinwheel. It sounds like a lot, but with how quickly it recharges and how often you use it, as it provides so much mobility, it's no surprise this achievement unlocks this early. Ibushi would return with another rampage, and we managed to successfully repel it, unlocking the next achievement. Hinoa no longer feels its presence, thinking Ibushi has flown off somewhere distant. Hojo wants to say it's the end of the rampage, but something is still bothering him. We still don't know why Ibushi showed up, but all we know that it is looking for its queen. There is still strange activity occurring, with Arachna Kadaki spotted in the lava caverns, yet this species only inhabits in a few select regions. A giant spider that covers itself in sticky webbing, able to capture its prey and set them alight, but due to its massive weak point, we take it down with ease. One of the guild researchers was saying this monster was acting the same as the Mitsune, under Ibushi's influence. However, it fled the area. Hinoa had resonated with the Elder Dragon, and now Minato has this supposed gift. The guild has confirmed that this queen is an Elder Dragon, and have named it the Thunder Serpent Nawa. If we're going to want to stop the rampage, it seems we must slay this fiend instead.
My king, oh my king, come forth now with haste. With my elegant lightning, let us lay this land to waste. Tear apart the skies, rend the clouds asunder. Pave the road to paradise with hurricane and thunder.
It flies throughout the sky, manipulating the terrain. Its large size makes it an easy target to attack, but with the ability to use lightning-based attacks, it's important to use the wire dashes to avoid them, and access the various cannons placed throughout. A final hit to Nawa, it crashes through the earth beneath. Upon victory, we unlock the next story-related achievement. Elder Fugen claims a feast back at the village. While everyone is enjoying their meal, we notice Hinoa and Minato down by the lake, resonating with each other once more, war with Nawa and Ibushi, that it is time for them to converge. A new day begins and Fugen had sent Atushi out to confirm that Nawa had been dealt with, but upon return her corpse is not there, hinting that both Elder Dragons are still alive. The guild is already working on locating them with the help of the twins. Should both dragons meet, it will spell disaster, as the words "children flood this land" were recited while Hinoa and Minato were resonating, meaning it would result in the birth of many more wind and thunder serpents, prolonging the rampage and ultimately bringing the land to its destruction. After the guild decipher their location, we only find Ibushi, focusing on its head for extra damage until it falls through the crater just like before. Nawa reveals itself and begins to feast on the weakened Ibushi, becoming the All-Mother. Her electricity attacks become more devastating, and its huge size makes it hard to dodge its physical attacks until suddenly Magna Marlowe appears and weakens Nawa further, allowing us to deal the final blow. With that, we return to the village and they congratulate us, concluding the main story of Monster Hunter Rise. Just like how World has an expansion with Iceborne, Rise has Sunbreak. However, I did not dive into this immediately and continue to achievement hunt in the base game. Achievement number 11 would be Good Luck Charm, and that is for sending Meowcenaries out on a quest 100 times. You can send your Palicos and Palimutes against monsters to pick up resources. It's just having to remember to send them out after they completed their last quest. Next up was Great Wirebug Plate. In every environment there are jewel lilies, and you have to place a Great Wirebug which allows you to launch yourself around the map. You must get these Great Wirebugs through a village request, which isn't too hard. With several environments and jewel lilies to visit, the last one grants me the achievement. Following up in these environments, I would discover buildable campsites, and by gathering the required resources for them, it unlocks me the Beat Up Construction Kit. I unlocked 3 achievements that are relatively the same, those being the Copper, Silver and Gold Ecologist Awards. These involve using the camera you're introduced to at the start of the game. Copper is to photograph all the endemic life that are located throughout the environments. Silver is to photograph the rare creatures. Rare is probably an overstatement. These creatures typically appear at a certain time or area, like this hellbill that sits inside of a volcano, or the gigantic monk snail traveling through the ocean at night. Then finally, gold, which includes all the endemic life we've previously photographed, meaning there were only a few left like the Vigor Wasp and Flashfly. Next was Well Done Grillmeister, awarded for cooking a well done steak 30 times. Takes a bit of practice to perfect, as you can easily overcook or undercook the steak. Runner's Sandals was to talk to all the village citizens, which doesn't sound too complicated. Some do change position, but there are a few surprises like the Palico that hides inside your house, who provides you lore of certain characters, as well as the other Palico you must talk to in the training area, which I previously never visited. I then went on to an expedition tour where I had to slay 5 monsters before leaving. Then I did some fishing between the shrine ruins and lava caverns to catch all the fish for Deft Hand Rod. Shortly after, I would accumulate 100,000 Kimura points, which are obtained from completing quests to subquests. Back to exploring the environments, as this achievement has you finding old messages throughout them. A total of 60 need to be obtained, resulting in 10 per area. They are these relics where some can easily be found, but some being more difficult. Returning to the village, I'd complete some requests that specifically rewarded Palamute's gear, which resulted in another achievement. These next 2 were tied to crafting valuable equipment, as this game requires you to complete every quest for another achievement anyway, meaning you hunt a lot of monsters, resulting in a lot of parts to craft 5 pieces of Rarity 7 armor and 5 different pieces of layered armor. Making my way through the quest list, completing a Blaze Among Beasts and May Fire Quell Fury would unlock the Pedalus Arrangement Vase. This turns out to be very useful, as you can equip a Pedalus as a hunter, and it enhances the stats you gain from Spirit Birds. And what is that? One of the worst features about the game. For context, when you eat a meal, you increase your health and stamina. However, in Rise, this does not fully max it out. Spirit Birds are located around the environments, and by picking them up, they act as permabuffers to your stats for the quest. The issue is more tied to the Sunbreak expansion once Master Rank is introduced, as because you don't have a full health bar, you can easily get 1 or 2 shot if you didn't go out of your way to obtain these Spirit Birds. You can argue it only takes around 3 minutes to maximize your health and stamina from them, but it just isn't fun doing that every hunt. Anyway, back to the achievements. More quests to be completed would result in me obtaining 1 million Zenny. Next were the specific quests asked by Yomogi, which on completion unlock more Dango recipes, and by obtaining them all results in another achievement. Next was Hunting Helper's Plate, awarded for gathering 500 hunting helpers. These are types of creatures that help you in your hunt, like puppet spiders or the elemental mud beetles. There is an incredibly easy method, which is by using the tutorial quest that spawns them forever. Pick them up and release them when your inventory is full, and pick up more until 500 is gathered. Shortly after, I would complete all available village quests from Hinoa, unlocking the Fan of Ascendancy. I then decided to tackle a long-term achievement in a somewhat short amount of time, and that was to collect 1000 golden and gilded spirabugs. They are scattered throughout the environments, and if I recall, they only give you Kimura points. Anyway, this video shows you a good route through Shrine Ruins to gain a lot in a couple of minutes. It is a long process, but perhaps even longer through normal ways of play, as I didn't find myself picking them up during a normal hunt. With all village quests done, it was time to tackle the Gathering Hub, which meant all low rank quests were being completed very quickly due to my strong gear. Before continuing on to finishing the rest of high rank, I tackled several arena quests, where you're given loadouts to tackle a few monsters. Thankfully, none of the loadouts available were too much of a struggle to use, and there's very few quests to do. Our next achievement, Master's Black Belt, is to obtain all the switch skills, a very interesting feature in Rise as you can swap between another weapon skill during battle. There are a few specific quests that need to be completed, and you need to own a total of 8 unique weapons per weapon type to unlock it. As I had been focusing on the quest anyway, I went to the smithy to craft a bunch of low rated weapons to fill that requirement. Another long-term achievement coming up, but it can simply be done by going AFK. You need to spend a total of 10 hours riding your Palamute. Then came a tedious achievement, completing 50 rampage quests. Some may find them enjoyable, but I did not. They took me a considerable amount of time to begin with, before I realised I can just focus the monsters with my own weapons rather than the ballistas and cannons. So after several painstaking hours, I'd complete the 50. As my hunter rank has been increasing from completing all these quests, it would unlock a few more, such as the Crimson Glow, where we would meet Crimson Glow Valtrax for the first time, a monster that poses a threat to the village with its incredible strength and speed. Okay, I was not expecting that. That was some Elden Ring stuff. I thought he was just gonna fly away. Did I perfect roll that? I thought I was dead. With the Valtrax defeated, I'd unlock the Fan of Fading Crimson. Continuing to work on the quest list, I'd end up completing 50 quests in the Shrine Ruins, and then eventually unlocking the Fan of True Ascendancy for besting the Infernal Springs challenge, which involves fighting an Apex Ravalos, Zinogre, and Mitsune, which would conclude all the high rank quests for Adept Hunter Certificate. At this point, I had done a lot within Rise, and if I went to efficiently unlock every achievement, I'd have to delve into Sunbreak. It has its own achievement list. Just like World with Iceborne, I'm leaving it open, because if you want to efficiently clear Sunbreak, you might as well do all the quests in there before completing Rise, due to some absurd achievements we'll shortly discuss. After clearing through Sunbreak and obtaining Master Rank gear, I would have one Palico of each support type reach level 50. With there being 5 different types, you can put the others into a training program to progressively increase their level while you complete hunts. I then complete 50 quests in the Frost Islands, the Sandy Plains, the Flooded Forest, and the Lava Caverns for 4 more achievements. Sturdy Padlock was the most bizarre achievement. It has several requirements like obtaining all those relics, then you'll need scrolls which are from completing quests and buying them from the Argosy. Following up on this, you'll need to hunt 10 of every monster, which isn't too hard because you combine this with crown hunting. Then there's the lottery items. Upon returning from a quest, there is a chance a sale will occur when you can participate in a lottery and win some items. However, the ones we need are very rare, meaning you want to use this lottery every time you see a sale happen. Considering Sunbreak also adds more items to the lottery, it takes some time to get the achievement. Now it was time for crown hunting, slaying the smallest and largest possible sizes of each monster. This is because every time you fight a monster, it has a chance to be a different size. Thankfully, it isn't as insane as Monster Hunter World, as most of the monsters' lowest chances to obtain is 6%, which is similar to World, but this is for quests that do not disappear appear like investigations in world. There are monsters with a variety of percentages ranging from 10% up to 100% chance. In fact, I got a lot of crowns relatively quickly, and only one monster was a true outlier, being the Chameleos, taking me over 40 hunts to do so. I'll link this amazing guide with the best odds for each monster. Also, obtaining a crown has been downgraded in Rise, because if you remember in World, you get the size of the monster and the crown symbol. Here, you simply get size updated, and you must go into your guild card after finishing the quest to see if it was a crown. I'll tell you why crown hunting isn't insane in this game, because it leads into the next achievement, which would conclude the platinum. Because this is the most insane and absurd achievement in the game, Dreadnought Destroyer plaque, awarded for hunting 1,000 large monsters. It doesn't even matter if you're losing your mind looking for crowns, because you'll need to hunt regardless. So let's pop both miniature and giant crown achievements. I completed every village, arena, low and high rank quest in Rise. I went into Sunbreak, completed every master rank, arena, anomaly, and follower quest in Sunbreak. I'm not going into detail on those types of quests, other than you obviously hunt monsters. Oh, and how could I forget? I got every crown for the 43 monsters, and I still had not slain 1,000 of them. What even more insane is that there is a master rank variant achievement for Sunbreak, slay 1,000 master rank monsters. So if you want to efficiently get the 100%, start the expansion immediately. This is because master rank monsters also count to the original 1,000. So I had probably about 70 odd monsters left until this achievement. I decided to repeat a singular village quest where monsters are at their weakest and slay them repeatedly until I had reached 1,000, unlocking the badge of excellence, concluding Monster Hunter Rise. So I think this should be the platinum trophy, or at least the achievement equivalent, because I am playing on Steam for this game. This one should be 1,000 kills, or 1,000 hunts, I guess, actually, because I think if captures don't count, then I may just drop this game entirely. And there it is, awarded for hunting 1,000 large monsters, and the badge of excellence, which is the platinum trophy. Overall, I enjoyed my time with the game until I didn't, and that was when I reached the endgame content of Sunbreak. While the expansion makes Rise so much better in every way, I cannot bring myself to continue playing it at this given time, as the endgame content is unenjoyable. It may seem I am close to 100% completion for Sunbreak with only 11 achievements remaining, but they are some of the most tedious ones, resulting in probably another 100 hours.
I'll also link the achievement guide I used because it was very useful.
Thanks for watching and have a good one.